Hi, welcome. We're going to do a reading to connect with a loved one and see what message they have for us. And we'll just see what loved one or ones want to come through for this message. We're going to grab a few words here first and see. Oh, interesting. From this poetry bag, it says, saw sign, lie mildly. Interesting. What else? Something about seeing signs, which is so appropriate for connecting with our loved ones on the other, I don't like to say the other side, but just in the other dimensions. Just laugh. That's a beautiful message. So saw a sign, lie mildly, just laugh. Is there something for some of you who've been seeing signs from loved ones? The message here is just, it feels so beautiful. Like the answer to life is just like, lie mildly just makes me think of calmness. Just be calm, just laugh. It's like isn't that what we always hear about? The answer to life is like, you just to live it and live it lightly. I love that message going into this already. Whoever is coming through for whoever out there, it's beautiful. And I'm just kind of feeling into the energy in this moment as I do this. That's why I don't really have much to say while I'm doing it. I think I wrote on myself. Yep, purple thumb joint. This ooh, that smells like marker. That's a strong scent, isn't it? Okay. Ooh, let's stop there. And then, oh, that's always so loud. I'm going to drop a few things from this bucket of goodies. See, where's my paper? Oops, this fell off. Get on there. Hold on. Oh, look, I found another eyeball. This doesn't want to roll. Just stay on there. Where's that eyeball? My eyeballs always point upside down. And then I'm going to grab some of these and just see what we've got. Okay. That's so funny. Right away. Sometimes I love how literal these can be to me. I mean, I guess the point is we all read these things differently. So whoever it is, they're with you. They're watching you, and then it's in a beautiful way. It's like there's a bond there that's never broken. They want you to know that. And they're just so happy. And they want you to be happy. Oh, hold on. There's so much here. I'm going to push pause and then I'll come back. Hold on. There's just so much here. I don't want to waste your time by like, bzz. Hold on. Okay, we're back. So I just was like so flabbergasted that this was such a literal picture, and so I wanted to take some time with it and look a little deeper. So I just spent a couple minutes, and this is such a literal story of whoever it is, and it may, when I got this feeling, that it may actually be guides. No, your guides can be loved ones from what I understand. So they could be loved ones, guides, loved ones, doesn't matter. That's not the important part here, but they're literally guiding you through some transformation you're going through right now, whether you've known it or not, and it's all good. There's going to be some waves to kind of like make sure you I don't know how else to say it. Like, it reminds me of the Six of Swords in tarot, where it's like this journey you're on where you're moving from the choppy waters to the calm waters. Only with this one, it's like they're helping you navigate that, whoever it is. So it's looking for the signs, and it might be like butterflies right now, maybe because it's springtime, but that's feeling, I'm getting all the chills. So it's like, I think the sign, and maybe that lightness that was coming through, like in like lightness of being, and the lightness of the butterfly, and maybe that's the sign you're being asked to see. But there's this transformation. It's kind of like the butterfly is a metaphor for what you're going through too. So maybe that's why that's a sign that's coming through to say, pay attention to butterflies. It'll help you to know, like, pay attention to when you think of butterflies, that's coming in, and when you see them, and tie that to the moment you're in and what you're feeling and thinking about, or what's happening in your present experience, because that's when you'll know to keep going on that path or follow that thread or whatever along this transformative part of life you're in right now. But it's all good. It's all going to work out great. You're going to find joy along the way. It's not going to be like, so hard, because you've got a lot of support. You're being guided through this, whatever it is. That's funny. I haven't really gotten I haven't been doing this long, but I haven't gotten something like that yet, which is beautiful. I want to make some space. Hold up. And I want to keep this with us so we can see. And of course I got like ink all over me again. Something about that pen. Okay. And then I wanted to do a new type of spread for this. First of all, I have my babies here. I thought we could get a little bit of this because it might help us tap into the energy of the person or people or the guides. Something they want us to know about their energy, who they are, what they represent, what they're telling us. Let me get one more. Okay, let me make sure I got the right side up. So we've got these bird and duck characters like dressed up as people with suitcases. We've got like these like this octopus character. I don't know what this is. It almost looks like a regular human dressed up with this octopus hat, and they're painting a self-portrait of how they really see themselves. It's like maybe they didn't see themselves as, I don't know, it's like almost like they've gone through, oh wow. This looks like the inside of a Native American drum, but it looks like a globe. So it's like they're on the back side. It's like they're very close, and it feels like, it's so beautiful. It's almost like, I'm getting all the chills. It's like they are, whoever they are, it's like they're always with you, and they're like this close. They're not out there or far away, or like it's like they're so close. It just feels like they're so close. I don't know how else to say it. There's my laundry again. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going to keep these here to see if anything comes up. Well, that's just what I'm getting. It's almost like they... Hold on, I'm going to push pause. Okay, we're back. I had to change my laundry over and give this some space. And I almost feel like what I'm getting here, and that's why I was confused, is like a little bit about who these people are or how they see you for who you really are. So I don't know if like there's something where, or it could just be the message that they have also, is because it's so universal, this feeling of like you're going through life as this like, well, I'm supposed to be doing this and I'm supposed to be this way, and I'm like the supposed to feelings we have in life of how we're conditioned just by our experiences, and then who you really are on the inside, which is this like creative being where you could create anything and go anywhere and do anything. And so that's why it's like, does that resonate for some of you? If that's who that be, like I just don't know. It just feels like it's all of those things because that's such a universal feeling. So what we're going to do is set that aside for a moment, and we'll maybe anchor back to this through the reading. I wanted to try a new mediumship designed spread for the cards with different placements. And so I have it up on my screen that I'll read from. And there's just 5 cards. And the first one is, this first card is going to represent who has passed on, or if they truly are guides and not loved ones, like what do they represent to us? So for whoever this resonates with out there, you know who you are. So let's see. So the first card, we have the Queen of Wands. Oh, now it doesn't necessarily have to be a female figure, but someone who, like what this energy is someone who is very self-assured, very confident in their sense of self. Now that could be any, it's like the divine feminine magician versus like the magician is the divine masculine. This is like embodies that divine feminine of just like raw power. I just feel like I've been thinking about this today actually. That's funny how, as you know, being born into a female existence in this lifetime anyway, a lot of us are finding our power of like what, like I could have been born male, I could have been born something else, but I chose in this lifetime to be born female. And like, what does that mean when society, and a lot of societies around the world in the modern day, like, well, in ancient times, women were like seen as the powerful ones, and then we went through the dark periods of like patriarchy and all the stuff we've been going through to where the feminine has been suppressed and kind of like shackled, you know, and persecuted and all the things where we've been held back. And part of us we've been conditioned to just expect that. Like that's just something I've been thinking of. Like a lot of us are scared of our own power, right? Like we have the ability to just, you know. And when we feel that, it almost feels scary, doesn't it? To feel just the raw power that we embody, we have. It's in there. And sometimes it's like, I've been feeling like, I want to write this poem about it. I've just been feeling it lately. And that's what's coming through with the Queen of Wands. she embodies all of that. She's raw potential power. And just, So I don't know if that represents someone who you know who's passed on, or if that's just the nature of our guides, because they are just powerful. They have the ability to help us create anything in our life and help build our own self-confidence. And they're always watching out for us, and they can make anything happen. I mean, this almost feels like guides, as in, like, they may not even be loved ones who have passed, but we'll see. Might resonate with some of you. So as an actual person who was in your life at some point. So the next card, looking back on your life, how do you see it? That's for the person who's passed. Let's see. The Queen of Cups. So this might actually be a female character, and maybe that's why I've been thinking about it today, is this energy was going to come through. It has a way of doing that. This is someone who is all about feeling into the emotional, feeling all the emotions and being in a flow state and embodying that. And like, looking back on life, how do you see it? Were they very emotional? Were they in touch with that feminine side of themselves, even if they were masculine? Were they compassionate? That's the word that comes through for the Queen of Cups. Just, were they empathic? Were they highly intuitive? Let me make sure you can see this. So, looking back on your life, how do you see it? Very empathic, very compassionate, very feeling. And then a lesson you'd like to share. So what lesson would they like to share with us now? Where does 3 go? Right here. Ooh, the King of Swords. That's so funny, because a lesson, if this is how they saw themselves in life, the lesson is usually some opposite energy being applied to balance them out, right? Well, the King of Swords is literally, I think of them as opposite energy of the Queen of Cups in a lot of ways, both very powerful in their own ways. But one is like such, like, they have such an inspired of the mind, like inspired, like clarity of purpose and drive and ambition. And I wonder if that lesson is like just bringing balance to the emotional body, because the emotional body can feel very like, your thoughts can get swept away with the emotional body. So it could be that they're saying, no, like, make sure you have balance, so that it's coherence, rather, not balance, but coherence between mind and heart. Because the King of Swords is still a feeling king. He's just very clear of purpose. Whereas if we're very flowy, it's like we could flow anywhere, and then we kind of lose our sense of self because we are so empathic. And this could be like, no, keep your clarity of who you are and what your purpose in this life is. Ooh, yeah. It's like clarity of purpose is the lesson, and the balance to bring. Which is interesting, because that's what they embodied in their life, was like, maybe they were a little too, closed to, or not closed, but more just like they didn't realize the truth of yeah, they didn't have that clarity. But they weren't all flowy either. That may be the lesson, that what they see in you, they were a little too rigid and closed off from the emotion. Maybe they were, oh my God, yeah, that's what it feels like. They were too much the King of Swords. They feel like you might be a little too much the Queen of Cups. And they're like, balancing both it's like coherence between the two is the lesson. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, the next one. Something you wish you'd paid more attention to. So this is what they wish they had paid more attention to. Where does this one go? Right here. The Three of Swords. Oh, interesting. So this feels like immediately what they wish they'd paid attention to is doing their own healing while they were here in this physical world. Because that's what kept them so rigid or closed off from the heart space. This Three of Swords is the heart wound that they never healed. They didn't do the healing work while they were here. Does that feel true for you, for the loved one that's coming to mind? Like they were kind of wounded, and that kept them a little bit heavy and closed off, because their lesson here is they've obviously transformed, and they've become light through the transition, and that's the lesson they want you to have, is to embody that lightness. Oh, that's what they wish they had paid more attention to, their own healing. But again, they didn't recognize that the need to do it, and it feels like they're a little bit older, maybe because of the generational. What came to mind is that in some of the older generations, there wasn't the focus on shadow work and inner healing in order to like transform something during this lifetime, let go, surrender, all those stuff about the spiritual path. That wasn't a focus. It wasn't, I mean, a certain like small population understood it, but not in the general sense. So that's why it feels like maybe these people were a little older and they're just saying, yeah, like that's what they wish they'd done while they were here. But it wasn't part of their generational, like, what do you call it? Understanding or something. So a message they'd like to give you. A message they'd like to give you. We have the Knight showing up. This showed up in the last reading. That's funny. I want to clarify this, because the Knight is, I wonder if that has to do with that, like the dark night of the soul. I think that's what this is supposed to represent. So it says, because coming back to this, they're guiding you through some transformative period that might feel heavy, but it's not meant to be, because they're there to help lighten you up through this dark night of the soul transformation kind of energy. But what I want to do, which ones do I want to use? Let's use these. Let's clarify that Knight card. It's not a traditional tarot card, but I feel like it has to do with like this period where it's the darkest before the dawn sort of feeling. And that's a message they'd like to give you, is like, just know that whatever dark period is here, it's always darkest before the dawn, where you're going to become lighter. So we have the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. This is all Pentacles. That's interesting, because of the dark night of the soul really is like this. If it does have to do with that, there's all of this good stuff on the horizon, but it's grounded in this lifetime you're in. It's almost like, I don't want to use the word spiritual journey. This is all about what they see for you is this, like in your daily life, becoming lighter, not just becoming some spiritual, I don't want to say woo-woo, but just like ungrounded person or unanchored person, where you're just like, I'm just gonna pretend none of my real world problems exist. No, this is they want you to move through these real world problems. Whatever you're going through, they're right there with you. Even when you feel it's the darkest, they are this close to you. I keep getting the chills with that. They want you to know they are like, you're going to start to see, if you haven't already, signs. It feels very light, like butterflies or birds or something like that is meant to like remind you that they're always there, like so close. Almost like think dimensionally. Don't think spatially. Think dimensions. Like where everything exists right here with us, just vibrating at a different frequency. That's why we can't see it. We can't feel it sometimes, but they're like that close. It's just dimensionally different, not spatially or temporally, like time-based. It's dimensionally different. And they're saying like this is, you're going to have all the happiness, all the togetherness, all of the word abundance is here, security, collaboration, productivity, this sense of like control in your life or security, like all of that's coming right after the darkest part. And they're there to usher you through that, the dark part, because all of the good stuff is finally coming into your life, all the good stuff in your like physical experience, whether it's home, career, love, all the things, it's all coming. Wow. So that's what we have. I want to see if there's any one final I feel like there's an oracle card. I don't know why I'm getting that. I don't know. Which one is it though? Hold on. Here it is. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Let's get an oracle message for you. What's it say? The Diamond Dreamer, material wealth, true prosperity. I wonder why that's probably why we got all those pentacles. What do they want you to know? Okay, let's put those there. Number 6. Actually, is that how this works? Yes, the Diamond Dreamer, material wealth, true prosperity. Ally. When the Diamond Dreamer arrives, he represents the successful manifestation of the unseen into the material. Be sure you truly want what you think you desire, for this ally will commit to getting it for you. That's interesting, the word ally, because that... So there's the ally and the challenger. So, okay, got it. For this ally will commit to getting it for you. All manner of conditions will flow around you. Messages from Spirit will serve to guide you toward achieving your heart's desire. If you want a house, you'll be led to it. If your priority is a new job with the right continual steps, you will achieve this. If you desire a more harmonious relationship, the measures needed to create this will be obvious. A project finally pays off. Material gain and positive financial shifts may also be on the way. You will indeed see the tangible results of your ambition. The Diamond Dreamer also serves to guide you to the appropriate choices so that the unseen is awakened to move mountains on your behalf. Positive communication is now possible in all your relationships. The Challenger. The Diamond Dreamer challenges you to address your perception of the power of materialism. Do you focus on the material world above all else? Have you become hypnotized by the notion that it's the only reality? Have you grown too attached to stuff? Have you come to consider wealth only to be the accumulation of worldly goods? Now is the time to find value and wealth in the intangible spiritual experience. Before anything is seen reflected in the manifest world, it originates in the unseen, the spiritual, and the divine mind. Be careful what you wish to manifest, for you may not want to pay the price of keeping it once you get it. The Diamond Dreamer also reminds you that disappointment and disillusionment are sometimes the way home to the truth of what's best for you. He may be here to tell you that when you don't get what you want, it's being withheld from you because something better is in store. Be compassionate with yourself and others at this time. Let the Diamond Dreamer lead you to the highest dreams for your perfect purpose and true prosperity. I still wonder, is that why we got all of these pentacles? Energy, and the night is like the time when you do dream. It's kind of funny if you want to read it literally, because this is like when we get the Four of Pentacles, oftentimes I think of it as, I read it differently than a lot of people, from what I understand, what I'm learning. And the Four of Pentacles, I think of a lot of times like questioning what it is that gives you that sense of security. And that's funny because that's what this is saying, like really question it before you just attach to it. Because if you really do bring that in, manifest it, meaning create that for yourself in your life, it'll be like, ooh, did I really want that? So that's why I usually think of as the Four of Pentacles, saying like it's time to really question what gives you that sense of security. And like it said, is it in the material? Is it material goods? And well, is it like money? Is it a job that has benefits because you feel like that's a sense of security? You know, what is it? So really question it for yourself. I think that's the message of that this spread says, a message they'd like to give you is, and that's interesting because here when we talked about this idea that what you think you should be doing in life or what you should be striving for or working toward, it's like that what you're going through here is like a flip of that script to say like, well, actually I want to express my creativity, my creative self, and like starting to do that and see what manifests in your life or gets created in your life from that foundation, not the what I should be. Because this is saying really question the shoulds. And it feels like whatever this dark night of the soul, if you've ever heard that term, like you're like, you're really coming to the realization of what you really want, what really matters to you in this lifetime. And it's like, no, now I do want to express my true self, my creative self, and not just creativity in the way sometimes we think about it, like, oh, I'm a painter, I'm a writer, no, like the part of you that wants to create things into existence, whatever it is. Even if it's just like creating love versus like, you know, shutting yourself off from love, you know, it could be as basic and foundational as that. Because it's still this message of calling you into lightness of being, where things have maybe felt heavy and structured and formal and not in alignment with what you really want. So I think it's just still back to this beautiful message they have for you. It's like, be who you know yourself to really be on the inside, that the artist self. I don't know how to say it, because the artist can be anything. It's the creator. Be the creator. I love that message. But the main thing here is that they're this close. Think dimensionally, not spatially or temporally. Think dimensionally. That keeps coming through too. They're this close. Well, thanks for being here, and I hope this helped in some small way to tap into like those signs and that feeling that you are so supported. They're like this close to you, guiding you through something, whatever you're going through. They're right there.